Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AMC Project Popcorn YouTube channel. My name is Ethan, and today we're publishing the 9th video in the Daniel Meyer Transmittal Affidavit series. In this episode, we'll be covering the timeline from July 1st to August 10th, 2021, a pivotal stretch in AMC's market activity and corporate maneuvering. If you haven't watched the first 8 videos in the series, we highly recommend going back and catching up. Each episode builds the foundation for what we're discussing today, especially the events surrounding AMC's share issuance, market cap fluctuations, and the unraveling of key players like Wanda Group and Meyer Capital. So let's go into it and continue connecting the dots from the Daniel Meyer Transmittal Affidavit. So let's begin. On July 6, 2021, AMC announced that it would no longer seek stockholder approval of the second charter amendment proposal and officially withdrew it from the agenda for the 2021 annual meeting before the final votes were tallied or confirmed. Following the withdrawal, AMC CEO Adam Aron issued a series of tweets addressing the decision. As you can see, 7:44 a.m., July 6, 2021. Adam Aron tweets, "It's no secret I think shareholders should authorize 25 million more AMC shares. But what you think is important to us. Many yes, many no. AMC does not want to proceed with such a split, so we're canceling the July vote on more shares, and no more such request in 2021. Of course, voting on the other 4 issues requiring approval at the July 29th annual AMC shareholder meeting will continue on schedule, but Proposal 1 is hereby officially tabled. There will be no more voting before 2022 on more shares." For those who have watched all the videos, I think video 6 addresses the vote of May 4th, 2021 and the July 29th, 2021 voting data, specifically for DF King and Broadridge. We highly recommend you watch it so you can understand how the vote was running before Adam Aron pulled it. And you could also watch Adam Aron being interviewed on Yahoo Finance and what he told the anchor woman, Ms. Hyman. So have a look. Paragraph 2. While retail stockholders were opposed to AMC issuing new shares into the market, they were nevertheless highly supportive of efforts to address the company's cash and debt challenges. In a remarkable show of solidarity, these stockholders rallied on social media, encouraging one another to visit AMC theaters and to spend generously on movie tickets, concessions, and other offerings. Their support extended beyond just patronage. They proactively made merchandise suggestions to the AMC board and Adam Aron, and eagerly purchased merchandise whenever AMC made it available. This collective effort demonstrated a strong commitment from retail investors to help stabilize and support AMC without, I repeat, without resorting to share dilution. Furthermore, retail stockholders proposed several innovative ideas to support AMC's financial health, such as the potential sale of non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Although AMC utilized this suggestion to enhance ticket sales, it did not leverage NFTs to generate revenue or address the company's debt. I repeat, it did not leverage NFTs to generate revenue or address the company's debt. Aside from the AMC board's and Adam Aron's inclination to use newly equity issuance to improve the company's balance sheet, there was another significant motive for increasing the authorized share float: executive compensation plans. Despite AMC's financial struggles during the pandemic, Adam Aron was richly compensated CEO. He earned a little over 9.6 million in 2019, a little over 20.9 million in 2020, a staggering 116 increase from the previous year, and a little over 18.9 million in 2021. Notably, approximately 66% of Adam Aron's compensation package during this period consisted of equity grants tied to or backed by AMC common stock. The excessive executive compensation during one of the most challenging periods in AMC's 100-year history, coupled with an unjustified disparity in CEO pay compared to other companies, raised serious concerns. The fact that executives were richly rewarded while AMC struggled with the challenges posed by COVID-19 did not go unnoticed by stockholders. Understandably, this situation generated significant dissatisfaction among them, as it highlighted a troubling disconnect between executive compensation and the company's financial hardships. On July 21st, 2021, AMC named Adam Aron as chairman, taking on the new responsibilities in the wake of the resignation of Wanda executives Lin Zhang and Mao John Zhang. If you watched video 6 or 7, we went over the liquidation of Wanda's stake in AMC. If you watched it, we could summarize it right now. In August of 2020, Wanda had a little over 51 million shares of common B shares in late January 2021. Their common B shares were converted to common A shares, and they gradually liquidated their position in February, and majority of it, over 30 million shares, in May, or around May 12th, 13th, 17th, and 18th. And as a result of liquidating a majority of their stake, they were left with 10,000 shares. And as a result, they are now had to resign from their position as chair. So with Adam Aron serving as both chairman and CEO, AMC named Philip Lader the company's lead independent director. Once again, who is Philip Lader? Remember, back on January 27th, 2021, Philip Lader was added to the AMC pricing committee. How many of you took the time to watch Uncle Frank's YouTube video on Philip Lader? Paragraph 8. Following the 2021 annual meeting on July 30th, 2021, Adam Aron once again acknowledged that AMC stockholders did not want to increase the number of authorized shares of common stock that AMC could issue. He stated, "Thanks to all who voted on our shareholder meeting yesterday. Your voice is important and your enthusiasm appreciated. All resolutions were approved. As indicated previously, we rescinded the request to authorize more shares. You were not ready for this, and we listened to you." The AMC stockholder base clearly desired to first determine how many AMC common shares were in circulation versus outstanding, and to explore raising capital to address AMC's debt through alternative means, for example, NFTs, rights offerings, funding, rather than outright dilution via ATMs. Despite these clear preferences, Adam Aron consistently refused to entertain these requests. On July 31st, 2021, at 10:48 p.m. Eastern Time, Adam Aron tweeted out important information to AMC stockholders. In the tweet, Adam Aron announced that AMC plans to utilize Say Technologies software during its next quarterly earnings call. August 9th is our next quarterly earnings call. Will be webcast so you can listen. For the first time ever, we'll take questions from individual investors on the call. Here's the link. It provides a link. Really smart questions insofar, and fascinating suggestions too. On August 9th, 2021, AMC conducted its second quarter 2021 earnings Q&A call. During this event, AMC had a total of 513,330,240 shares authorized outstanding shares. In the lead up to that call, Say Technologies provided an avenue for individual AMC stockholders to submit questions to Adam Aron via their website. Through this platform, stockholders could log the shares of AMC they own by validating their brokerage account number and the quantity of AMC shares they held with Say Technologies' website. Once verified, users on Say Technologies' website received a digital certificate specifying the number of shares they owned. With this certificate, stockholders gained access to a platform where they could submit questions or vote on potential questions for the AMC second quarter 2021 earnings Q&A call. The Say Technologies website publicly displayed the number of investors registered for the August 9th, 2021 call, as well as the total number of shares represented on the site. A total of 70,300 participants were accounted for, approximately 1.76% of the 4 million stockholders signed up on the site. In addition, 71.6 million shares, constituting around 13.95% of the total float, were represented for the call. According to Say Technologies data, each participating investor owned approximately 1,018 shares on average. The contrast between the actual average shareholding revealed by the Say Technologies vote and the average shareholding announced by Adam Aron on June 9th, 2021 is indeed striking. According to the Say Technologies data, each participating investor owned approximately 1,018 shares on average. This figure stands in stark contrast to Adam Aron's June 2021 statement of 120 shares per investor, total of 4.1 million shareholders representation, a difference of roughly 8.5 times. The vote conducted by Say Technologies with 70,300 participants significantly surpasses the typical sample sizes used in many studies, which usually range from 500 to 2,000 participants. Given this substantial sample size, the results offer strong evidence that AMC stock has been overshorted on the market, potentially exceeding the actual share float by multiple times. 2 months after stating to AMC stockholders, "I have no current intention to sell AMC shares," at the moment, I'm a believer. During the August 9th, 2021 AMC earnings call, Adam Aron made the following statement. So before we read his statement with regards to the earnings call, let's go back in time, specifically June 3rd, 2021, when he was interviewed with Adam Aron, and let's contrast what he says. So imagine 2 months later, what happens?
I am an AMC shareholder. I've run AMC now for 5.5 years. Other than when I gifted some shares to my 2 adult sons, I have not sold one AMC share in 5.5 years. And I have no current intentions to sell AMC shares at the moment. I'm a believer. I believe that we can grow our company, strengthen our company, build our company.
So that was June 3rd, 2021. So imagine, he says, I'm a believer. I haven't sold any shares in 5.5 years. I'm not selling any shares. So now during the earnings call on August 9th, 2021, this is what he states, and I'll read it. At the same time as I'm emphasizing share ownership, I'd like to remind you that I have not sold one share of AMC stock in the 5 full years I've been running this company, even though it represents more than 3/5 of my annual. When I say it, when stock represents more than 3/5 of my total annual compensation. Other than gifting a small percentage of my AMC ownership stake to my 2 adult children earlier this year, I also did not sell any AMC shares in March when I could have. I did not sell any AMC shares in June when I could have in 2021. I similarly will commit that I do not intend to sell any AMC shares in September of 2021 when I'm legally permitted to do so. But as much as this pains me to admit, in September I'll be celebrating my 67th birthday. I'm going to be a young, vibrant 67, but hey, it's 67 nonetheless. 2 months ago, more than 85% of my net worth was in AMC stock, and proper estate planning for a 67-year-old suggests I should diversify my assets a bit. But I don't want any of you ever to think that I have anything but full confidence in AMC's future. So I'll do so under the auspice of the parameters of what is called a 10b5 plan, where I pass off all the share trading control of the shares that I own or am granted to an independent third-party bank based on parameters of the plan that I only partially set. The plan will not go into effect until toward year end at the earliest, and only a small percentage of my owned or granted shares could get sold in any one month, and that would then be repeated over a period of at least several months. This way, I really have passed on the decision making to someone else on the important topic. Additionally, whatever is sold or not sold by an independent third party, I still will have millions of AMC shares that either are owned by me personally or have been previously granted to me personally. My economic incentives are very much aligned with yours to increase shareholder value for all the owners of AMC. What's more, I so fully believe in transparency that I'm letting you all know this well in advance, even though current U.S. law does not require me to make this or even any public disclosure now at this time or at any time soon prior to any shares actually being sold. So what's a 10b5-1 plan? Let's go check it out on SEC's website. So the background is in August of 2000, the Commission adopted Rule 10b5-1, which in part provides an affirmative defense to insider trading liability under Section 10b of the Exchange Act and Rule 10b-5 in circumstances where, subject to certain conditions, the trade was pursuant to a binding contract and instruction to another person to execute the trade for the instructing person's account, or a written plan adopted when the trader was not aware of material non-public information. I repeat, not aware of material non-public information. In January 2022, the Commission proposed amendments to Rule 10b5-1 and related disclosure requirements to enhance investor protections concerning insider trading. We'll get back to this later, I think in video 10 or 11, once we get to when Project Popcorn is memorialized. If you watched the video series, you should know that January 27th, 2021 is when Project Popcorn is conceived. So let's continue. Paragraph 18. So Adam Aron's claim of selling shares for estate planning purposes was a misleading excuse. In reality, he was selling preeminently in anticipation of Project Popcorn, a move that involved misrepresentation and deception regarding his true intentions. Following the AMC earnings call, and despite the evidence from the Say Technologies website, Adam Aron and the AMC board did not take any, I repeat, did not take any immediate action to initiate an investigation into actually the amount of shares of AMC out in circulation. After the earnings call at 6:55 p.m. Eastern Time, Adam Aron tweeted out the following message to stockholders. Right here, August 9th, 2021, 6:55 p.m. Thanks to money raised in May and June, AMC ended the June 30th, 2021 quarter with more than $2 billion of liquidity, cash in the bank or undrawn revolving credit line, right around double the highest quarter ending liquidity level AMC has ever had before in our 101-year history. Subsequent to the August 9th, 2021 earnings call, numerous AMC stockholders took public platforms to express their intention to sign up for the Say Technologies platform. Their objective was to log their shares and participate in determining the true number of AMC shares in circulation. Oddly, the following day, on August 10th, 2021, Robinhood, the same company that removed the buy button on January 28th, 2021, made a significant move by acquiring Say Technologies in a $140 million all-cash deal. This acquisition marks a significant move for Robinhood, particularly as it comes shortly after the company's public listing on July 29, 2021. We repeat, the following day, on August 10, 2021, Robinhood, the same company that removed the buy button on January 28, 2021, made a significant move by acquiring Say Technologies in a $140 million all-cash deal. This acquisition marks a significant move for Robinhood, particularly as it comes shortly after the company's public listing on July 29, 2021. And this is the end of video 9 in the series, in the Daniel Meyer's Transmittal Affidavit series. We should be publishing video 10 shortly, and it will finally, hopefully, address Project Popcorn and when it was memorialized. So stay tuned, follow the channel, or subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, give it a like and leave a comment. Have a good day.